The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Good morning. I'm Nico Haan, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, wild world.
Yeah, so we can recover our natural health and return and get our natural freedoms and health back in line.
Yeah, we got to just get all ducks in a row here, because it's really important these days with all the stress of the stock market going up and down and crazy like. We really need to be centered.
Yeah, so
and it's a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater, 48 degrees, clear skies, going up to 70 today, Paige, so we're going to start feeling our warmth again. Because
take off my coat.
Yeah.
I think the building's just as cold as it is outside. If you have any questions about anything we talk about, you can contact me at Paige@TFNN.com.
And you can reach me at Nico at TFNN.com, and you can call us here at 877-927-6648. So I get home yesterday, and I'm listening on CNN. They're talking about fat water. Mm-hmm. And something I'm going to steal the term and say not fat water, tiger water, because that brings out the whole thing in me. But this is kind of interesting. The man behind the Bulletproof Coffee,
Dave
Asprey, he brought out a new, just plain.
He's a great marketer.
He's a wonderful marketer.
His products, his concepts,
yeah,
his
because everything is supposed to be really pure and everything like that, and I don't know the case. I know Joe Rogan was talking about his coffee being all kinds of musty and stuff like that, and he was always saying that.
Who's Joe?
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you don't know Joe Rogan, you're not into MMA.
No, yeah.
But he has a podcast and a show, and he announces. He's the color commentator for many of the MMA fights. Right. Real knowledgeable guy, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Of course, that's.
But he was actually questioning whether.
Well, he had the Bulletproof guy, Dave Asprey, on his show many years ago, and Dave says, most of the coffee out there is moldy.
Yes.
Which is true, especially
full
if
of
it's ground
mycotoxins.
up. Yeah.
Yes.
And so he had his coffee tested and found some of the mold in there. So he says, "Well, this guy is full of crap," and all that stuff. Whatever the case may be, if you want good coffee, you have to buy good coffee, and if it's in the bean form, less chance of it being moldy. And if you buy it from good providers, you can search those out. You're going to have good coffee.
Well, a lot of people buy pre-ground coffee, and just like anything else, it's because it's an antioxidant-rich food.
Yeah.
When you grind it,
yeah.
When you grind it, you're actually expending the antioxidant power of it.
No doubt about it. What you're doing is all that oxygen comes in every single grain. And then, of course, the mold starts and everything else starts. But getting back to this fat water, he just launched a new product called the Fat Water. And merely what he's doing is putting a couple of grams in a 16-ounce bottle of pure water, MCT oil.
Yeah, he's adding the MCT oil, which is the active fat that we talk about a lot that's found in coconuts.
Yeah, and bodybuilders use this for many, many years to slim down before competition. It works really good. It's a type of fat that gets absorbed in the intestinal wall, so it doesn't even go through the digestive system.
Processed by the liver much more quickly and efficiently.
Yes, so there's no chance of storing it, and you're always using it as energy, so it's a nice boost for the brain, because fat to the brain gets converted into sucrose, where you're going to use it when the brain needs that sucrose. I think it's a good idea. Another thing you can do, I've seen people put cherries in it or strawberries, mix it up, of course. You'll emulsify it to get that fat emulsified into the water. But adding a little fruit to it gives you a little sweetness if you wanted that, too. So I think this is something that everybody can do. I haven't tried it yet, but when I get home, I'm going to put a little bit in there and check it out. Everybody who's tried it says it tastes real good.
They're talking about a small amount of fat, though, actually. It was a small...
Yes, 2 grams per
2 grams.
16 ounces, I believe it is.
Tiny amount.
Yeah.
Tiny amount.
So it's not enough to supplement your fat as far as, you still need to eat normal food and get your fat from your natural food is the best thing. But, you know, you and I were talking before the show started how confusing it is. You were listening to Dr. Marshall as you came here, and he was talking about that the polyunsaturated fat, too many people are taking these things. But I think the confusion really lies in there's a lot of different polyunsaturated fat because our vegetable oils are polyunsaturated fat.
Right.
And we definitely don't want anybody to be using those polyunsaturated fats. However, there are the omega-3s.
Yes, and the omega-3 is the one particular polyunsaturated fat that we are desperately in need of.
Exactly.
Because we just don't get in our diet. And as you know, you've been taking the Premier DHA, and I get that for you.
Fantastic.
That's a super omega-3 concentrated DHA that's great for our brain, great for our cell health. You know, the situation we have with fats, and this is the conflict we get with a lot of people, as Nico follows, or as we talk about on the show, we want you to get good fats. And the question is, how much is too much? How much is the right amount?
Right.
And, you know, it may be that it's different for different people. And it may be that during different parts of your life, there's certain things you need to do. For example, one of the diets that I've been trained in is Dr. Marshall's biofuel diet, and it's been a little shocking. We've had, you and I have dialogued back and forth that it's really kind of the opposite spectrum of the paleo diet in terms of, but there's also a lot of similarities. It's still about real food.
Well, it's the confusion. It's like when somebody says people are eating too much saturated fat.
The reason is these animals that they're eating are eating omega-6 rich grains and seeds.
Exactly. So, you know, if you're eating from an animal that has the proper nutrition itself, then I think you're self-regulating yourself as far as the fat is concerned, because I know when I've had enough, I don't eat anymore. And that's the fat. And that's me being satisfied. It can be a very, very small piece of meat with a nice piece of fat, and all of a sudden I'm full. Not full because I've eaten too much, full because I'm so satisfied. So we really have to nail this, that when people say too much saturated fat, what kind of animals and what are they eating?
Right. There can be a lot of people that jump on the high-fat diet, say like the Atkins type of diet, and they're eating a lot of animals with saturated fats, but what kind? Where are they getting the source? Where are the eggs coming from?
Right.
Where's the steak? You know, what type of meat? You know, these are the things we have to be aware of.
And then the same thing with the polyunsaturated fats. So when somebody says, I don't eat polyunsaturated fats, they may be talking about the vegetable oils that are manufactured, hydrogenated, not really good for you. But when you're talking about omega-3s, natural occurring in an animal that's eating good, or fish that's wild, seeking out its own feed, there's a nice balanced polyunsaturated fat. So you can't blanketly say polyunsaturated fats are good for you, or they're not good for you. You can't say saturated fat is good for you.
Consider the source, just like a good rumor.
Exactly. It's the same thing. So I know we have to be careful on this, folks, and you really have to dissect what people are saying and get down to the nitty-gritty. Always, it depends on where it's grown, what it's eating. Is it being let free? Is it roaming around? Has it got a little wild side to it? Is the pasture big enough? I mean, there's so many things involved. But I know there's one thing that you can do to make yourself healthier, and that's pick up some Primal Edge.
And we created that Primal Edge just to help you live longer, stronger.
Yeah, and all the good stuff is in there in the amounts that you need. So it's important that you look at our Primal Edge. It's only $89 a month. And that'll get you all the vitamins and minerals that you need, and you can supplement a little bit more on certain things if you need that. And it's important that you need to find that out. So listen to the show, pick up the Health Signals newsletter.
And we'll be back after this short break.
Yep, 877-927-6648. Paige and I will be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, Life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Good morning and welcome back. I'm Paige Clarke and I'm with Nico to Haan, and we're living a primal lifestyle.
Yep.
You know, I love massage and I love sauna, but how about sauna massage? This is really huge because, you know, the heat really helps the muscles to relax. Not only does it help detoxification, which massage helps, but it also helps you loosen up so you get a better result.
Yeah, in fact, when I saw this, I got it yesterday morning. I took a look at it. I think maybe you sent it to me. I don't remember. But I thought first thing, I'm getting a massage today anyway, and I have a little bit time to kill beforehand, so I did a 45-minute sauna. And then I went to see Hope. And it was a great massage. It was what it allowed me to do was definitely relax the whole body. So a lot of the areas that normally she would hit, she didn't need to because she went right down into the fascia.
Right.
And the areas that I had really problems with, which I'm having a few different problems with my psoas and piriformis and things like that, and they're really deep in there. And she allowed her time to get in there and get those things. Well,
they've already relaxed a little bit from the heat.
Yeah.
And remember, a lot of the reasons that we're tight is the body's dealing with exposure to toxins, and the heat relaxes that. For those of you that are in colder areas, although we feel it's like it's pretty cold here, I've been in the 40s and 50s. You know, you've heard Nico and I also talk about. I have a little device. It's called the Earth Wrap.
Right.
And the Earth Wrap has piezoelectric rose granite discs in it. So, you know, an electric heating blanket is probably one of the most unhealthy things you could ever use. And I know some of you that are in colder climates may really look forward to climbing into that warm heated blanket, but please, please do a little research. You know, we don't want that type of current, that AC current surrounding our bodies. We're DC.
Right.
We don't want
direct
anything.
Current.
Yes, we are direct current. We are DC beings. In fact, our body runs on direct current. Our body heals on direct current. So electric blankets or AC. If you're interested, contact me at Paige@TFNN.com and I can get you one of these. It's like I don't leave home without it.
Yeah,
if I take a trip, mine, I pack it up. It goes on my suitcase. You know, it is electric, but it's got a device that converts and protects you from the AC.
Right.
But the device
to
itself, you know, I'm talking about the power source.
The power source, yeah. They have that little converter on there. I have the same thing. I have it not with rose granite, but with emeralds. Or not emeralds.
Yeah, it's the same company that makes it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it works really well. Great to take on the road. I found this really
Jade.
nice.
That's
Jade,
what you have.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to have an emerald.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd cash that sucker in, I think, right about now. So I did this, you know, before I was taking the massage and then doing the sauna, which helps relax you and gets more of the toxins out, but doing it before, huge benefit. I felt so relaxed all day. I slept a lot better, so I'd highly recommend this. You know,
and your massage therapist thanks you too, because she has to work a lot less.
And she gets into the areas that she wants to, you know, she really wants to solve problems. And if you have a good massage therapist, a licensed massage therapist, you know, they're really, really good at digging in and solving problems for you, especially when you just overdo things, which in jiu-jitsu we're always doing on that cutting edge. But I highly recommend it. You know, I've been talking a long time about the near infrared sauna that I put together for less than $500. And if anybody's interested in this, you can just do this in your normal bathroom or even a little closet, or even you can hang curtains and do this. And this array that I bought of 4 bulbs, and these heating bulbs you can buy at any store. It's those red bulbs that you see just from a normal, and that's the near infrared sauna, which penetrates very, very deep into tissue, 3 to 6 inches. So you're also detoxing your vital organs, which is huge.
Yeah, see, the Earth Wrap has both near and far. It has the full spectrum.
That's right.
So, and it's more portable. But either way, the point is we need exposure to this spectrum of light. Because we don't get such a small portion that we don't get.
Yeah, it's a healing effect, and I've been doing it almost daily, at least 5 or 6 days a week since I've started this, maybe about 3 months ago. Huge benefit for me. I feel so much more relaxed, and I recommend it to everybody. They're using this in cancer treatments. They're using it in many skin diseases. If you're stressed, it's great. You just sit on a little stool and you just go back and forth every 5 minutes. I put a little timer on. It's very easy, and it's nice. I do it before bedtime a lot of times. It gets me to relax.
Well, any time that you break a sweat, you're releasing toxins, and that's really what health is about. Getting more nutrition in and getting the toxins out. So when we talk about heating things up with a sauna, you know, maybe sometimes we want to talk about how we cool things down. And we had this article about 12 drug-free ways to cool those hot flashes, ladies and gentlemen, you know.
Yeah, we men get a few of those once in a while, too.
Well, you know, from acupuncture to peppermint oil, there are a wide range of natural evidence-based alternatives to drugs for alleviating hot flashes. And, you know, I feel pretty fortunate now that as a result of, you know, alternative health and so forth, I don't suffer from that. But, you know, when we start to change, this is something that is a real experience for a lot of people.
Well, I see my wife going through it, for sure. And
I did experience it for a period, but it really is a sign that the liver needs help. See, because the liver is the place that we conjugate hormones.
So let's talk about what are the things that you can actually do, and maybe some of the things that you personally do can help some people, because I know, first of all, I know exercise can help that, right?
Oh, I think exercise is just a great thing for everyone to do for everything, but you're absolutely right, because it lowers the stress hormone, and the stress hormones tend to throw the whole endocrine system out of balance. You know, there's a lot of women and men that are finding relief from these hormonal type systems through hormone replacement therapy. And then there is also, you know, what people are referring to as the bioidentical hormone replacement theory. If you're going to choose to replace your hormones instead of rejuvenating them, like I think we should do, then I certainly would advise you work with someone who's knowledgeable about bioidentical hormones. But what I would really encourage you to do, and maybe after the next segment we can talk about ways to rejuvenate our hormones that are evidence-based naturally. But you know, there are a lot of people that have had cancer in their family or so forth, and hormone replacement, bioidentical or otherwise, are not indicated. They're actually contraindicated. So there are some other ways to do it. But there's been some research that shows the efficacy of acupuncture. Great research. You know, at the University of Pennsylvania, they've done quite a bit of research about traditional Chinese medicine, 5-element theory, acupuncture, really getting at the root issue of hot flashes. I do believe it is an electrical malfunction. And we are electrical beings. So it makes a lot of sense. And nothing helps correct our electrical bodies more, I think, than acupuncture.
Right. So there's yoga also.
Oh, super.
Really good. And meditation, which kind of goes hand in hand with yoga, I think. But it's a separate discipline, but you can do it together.
Anything that's lowering stress. So you hear the stress hormones, the stress cascade creates tremendous havoc in the whole metabolic system of the body, you know, blood sugar regulation, and in the hormone or endocrine regulation area. And, you know, one of my favorite areas to use to help women with menopausal or men with some of the stress of hormone imbalance is essential oils. Peppermint oil has a lot of research. It's cooling, you know, again, it's a cooling, whereas, say, for example, wintergreen we think of as actually more of a stimulating. Okay, peppermint's kind of cooling, wintergreen for pain.
And the other thing is that you always love pomegranate.
Well, pomegranate's there, and you know, but just to finish up on the essential oils, there's a number of essential oils that have great, you know, support for this, geranium and so forth. But pomegranate acts as a second stand-in ovary. Some people think it has a little bit of natural estrogenic activity. So let food be your medicine. Let nature be your medicine.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Folks, you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. You can pick up some Primal Edge.
Yep, and you can make sure you can use your Tiger dollars to stay healthy, and tune in after the break.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Open it up.
Welcome back, folks. folks, Nico and Paige here, living a primal lifestyle. There's an article called Truth in Labeling, Cage-Free, Pastured, or Free-Range Chicken or Eggs.
Let's dissect this, folks.
Yeah, because this is in free-range chicken, is it the same as a pastured chicken? It depends. Pastured, cage-free, free-range usually mean different things. And I really didn't realize this. I always go after the pastured because that's kind of the last on the totem pole. But let's dissect this a little bit. There's a thing called...
It's kind of good, better, best.
Yeah, and I guess in a way, well, it starts off worse.
Or good,
because,
bad, and ugly.
Yeah, these are called battery cages, and battery cages were banned in Europe. The vast majority of egg producers in the U.S. keep their hens grouped in tiny cages. Each hen lives its life in a space about the side of an iPad.
That's horrible.
No place to nest or lay, no room to flap or walk. There's also malnutrition, maltreatment, and probably the nutrition isn't that good
But
either.
that's really a sad statistic that's the majority of how the eggs are raised in the U.S.
Yeah, and if you're eating those kind of eggs, you're not getting the nutrition that is in a pristine egg that's from a animal that's just running around, finding its own food, and then laying its egg.
Yeah, if you want to see, we'll keep going through this list,
Yeah.
but if you want to see how real chickens live, but they can be raised this way, just Google Joel Salatin,
Yes.
Polyface Farms, and how to raise chickens, and then you'll see why that's the type of chicken or egg that you want to pursue. Cage-free chicken type 1. Most of the confusion, myths, and lies come from the term cage-free. You know, you can have 10,000 birds on a concrete floor, and there's not much difference between removing the cages and keeping the cages, you know, Nico?
That makes sense.
Severe overcrowding and ammonia and fighting and stress make these sick birds, they end up needing antibiotics to survive.
If you've ever walked into a place that's like that, you can't even stand the smell. And, of course, the chickens are smelling this 24/7. It's unbelievable, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Second one is cage-free type number 2. That's some growers, especially those feeding organic feed, give the birds a little bit more floor space to fluff and strut around, but still no nests, and the chickens do have a pecking system which can be fatal, so they'll fight with each other. So most growers remove the beaks. Ugh.
To keep them from fighting, yeah.
So how are they going to eat?
Right. It's really rather brutal. Cage-free type number 3. Other growers using conventional feed and growing methods, they stack the birds on shelves in brightly lit chicken houses. They're still packed tightly and they don't have anywhere to go, but in fact these cages might provide a bit of protection when you're 1 in 10,000 on your own, so maybe the pecking is decreased, but it's still not putting that chicken in its natural world, a natural environment.
Yeah.
So the real conclusion is to, avoid cage-free. This is a term that's being exploited in the food industry. Sometimes they'll say free roaming, and that means they give them like 5 minutes of access to a little slit of air. So, really it's better to know your farmer. Don't you agree?
Then the next category is a free-range chicken type 1. These birds are able to range freely inside massive barns. They are open to the outside, but the chickens are chickens are exploring outside by themselves. There may be a little room, a little better ventilation, but it's impossible to tell by looking at the egg carton when this happens.
So moving up the spectrum, a free-range chicken number 2. These free-range birds spend more time,
outside in the dirt.
Yeah, outside in the dirt, and they're in... there's ways that they keep the predators away. Their living area may still be crowded, but the quality of life is better for them, and they don't need to debeak them. They get some sunshine, but there's very little grass. And remember that our chickens, folks, despite what some cartons say, vegetarian diet, chickens don't like, they're not vegetarians. They are carnivores or omnivores. They like pecking for bugs.
And why would you want, if you're a vegetarian, why would you want a vegetarian chicken? Because you don't eat chicken anyway, and you don't eat eggs if you're a vegetarian. So it doesn't really make any sense, but they're trying to reel somebody in.
A lot of this is marketing. So finally, Nico, go over free-range chicken type number 3.
These are pastured birds living outside on the grass, and often called free-range. If they truly are pastured, the carton should say pasture-raised.
Pasture-raised. And so the conclusion here is free-range can mean almost anything. So we're moving up the spectrum, but let's bring up that point where it says on the carton, pasture-raised. I've seen something that just causes me to laugh when I'm at the grocery store, a couple of cartons that say pasteurized. in quotes, right on the cartons. So that they're first of all, that's the last thing you want is a dead egg. You know what I'm saying? With all the enzymes.
Well, do they pasteurize the chickens first? I don't know.
Well, what they're taking is they're taking an egg, which should be equipped with all the enzymes like lipase, so you can digest the fat in the egg, and they pasteurize them, which means high heat. They're really killing the egg. But again, I believe that is truly a sleight of hand marketing term to get those people that have heard the word pastured with an ED, egg, and they see pasteurized. It drives me crazy.
So pasteurized or pastured chickens and pastured eggs. These birds live outside with shade, eat bugs, rummage around in real grass, and only get organic supplemental feed, non-soy, when required. They are safely housed at night. Some farmers, like Joe Salatine, use the portable co-ops and things like that, and they drag the nets around to different pastures, just like I think Joe Salatine, he puts the cows in first. The
cows poop, and then the chickens come and they scratch around, spread it around.
Spread it all around.
It's a great system.
And then the hogs come in and they start tilling the whole thing.
It's like teamwork.
And they let it rest for a couple of months, and then they just start the whole process over. A beautiful system, easy to do. Joe Salatine says we don't feed our animals. We put them in locations where they can find food. Cool idea.
You know Joel Salatine's farm is only 20 minutes from where my family's from.
Yes.
In beautiful mountains, foothills of Virginia.
Yeah.
God's country.
Shenandoah Valley.
Shenandoah Valley. Yep.
Nice thing.
So, there's a lot more benefits to eating a pastured egg. So that when we went through that whole scenario, guys, what we want you to do is look for pastured eggs. You probably won't find them at your regular grocery store. You will find them at organic grocery stores. It's worth the investment.
Here's a picture of the eggs.
Yeah, but even better,
if we get Al, put this on his telestrator here.
Yeah, get your eggs from a natural grower, a farmer. Your eggs should look. If Al's showing the picture, we've got some comparisons of what eggs are supposed to look like. Hopefully you can see the orange, almost pumpkin color of a healthy egg. This is how the eggs look in Europe because they let their chickens, roam. This is what a real egg looks like. In fact, the eggs that we see in America look more like the ones you see back there.
Yeah, well, these
and you'll notice the shells are very fragile.
Yeah. And look at this, even the white is kind of discolored here.
Kind of cloudy.
Pure clear here. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I've noticed, too, is the shells are completely different.
Oh, they don't hold up as well.
Yeah, you crack them, and they all almost fall apart in your hand.
And the yolk usually breaks, yeah.
The yolk breaks. If the yolk breaks easily, that's one indication that you may not have a healthy egg there. Too. So, I use eggs a lot. I eat a couple of eggs every morning, practically, either with some sausage, and on Sunday we have our Sunday bacon. But it's a great way to get some of the required, remember, essential fats that we have.
So that's a great idea.
It's so important that you understand protein, small amounts of protein.
Yeah, and we got just a few more seconds. I want a couple of things so we can finish up this article. I want you guys to realize, why should I avoid omega-3 enhanced eggs? This is a big selling point that people are seeing on some of the eggs in the grocery stores. And the reason is, one of the reasons is when they're feeding these chickens these omega-3s, they're feeding them rancid omega-3s. So that's another one of those marketing things that I think, even though we know we need omega-3s, the right omega-3s are produced in chickens that scratch and are free range, living in a good environment, and not ones that are subsidized with potentially rancid
That's for sure. And we have the right kind of omega-3 in our Primal Edge Daily Supplement, so pick some of that up, and Paige and I will be right back for the next segment.
See you after the break.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back. We're living a primal lifestyle, and we want you to too. You know, I sent you, Nico, this is a picture of Dr. Andrew Weil's anti-inflammatory. Dr. Weil's anti-inflammatory food pyramid. You know, we've been bashing a lot the official food pyramid. I feel like this is kind of something that allows people. It's kind of in the middle of the road.
I think so.
Kind of a traditional food pyramid. So I thought we could just kind of go through it. Maybe Al can flash a picture of it so people can see it.
I think let's start at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the basis of this diet is really vegetables and fruits.
Well, and you know why the basis of this diet is vegetables and fruits is that's where we get phytochemicals, and phytochemicals are what help us fight free radicals. Yeah. You know, really the basis is actually water, and then we go to our fruits and vegetables, which we get more water, and then we get the phytochemicals that help us. And then after that, you know, are some beans and legumes.
And also whole and cracked grains, and also pasta. So this is something where we would, at least me, I would say, okay, let's eliminate those from the diet. That's just the way I am.
And I got you. So that might be a part of the pyramid that in this diet, you know, you would say. But there are some people that can thrive with these, especially. But the whole idea here is for people that are trying to remove inflammation. And although you and I know to get our foods and order your pork or your steak, the average person is not doing that. So they're getting omega-6 high-inflammatory meats and stuff when they buy them in the store. So when we're trying to work on an inflammatory disease, you know, grains and pastas and beans from the right source might be helpful to some people. Then we've got the healthy fats. And as you see, it's not minimized like the traditional food pyramid that we get from our dietetics. No, but it's really near the base of the pyramid.
Yes, it's near the base, but also they say, okay, let's look at these healthy fats. So your extra virgin olive oil, expeller pressed canola oil, nuts, especially walnuts, avocado seeds.
Yeah, we don't agree with that. We prefer not to see the canola oil because of the...
Yeah, and even nuts in a very, very small amount. So I wouldn't be putting nuts there. I would say we're talking about the seafood and we're talking about animals. So I would put the protein and the fat, kind of lump them together at the bottom of the pyramid for me, and maybe the vegetables at the same time at the next level, because I want the fats because I'm a fat burner. So that's the way I would do it. But then they have the fish and the seafood, and they have the wild-caught salmon and the Alaskan black cod and sardines. They don't really mention meat at all.
Well, they've got fish and seafood. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, he really doesn't list grass-fed beef bison or that kind of a thing.
Then we have the next one, which is whole.
Again, this is an anti-inflammatory diet, and what we know is the majority of livestock-type meat in America is raised on these seed oils.
Yes, so I'm thinking that the doctor here, Dr. Weil?
Yes, Andrew Weil. Mm-hmm.
Andrew Weil, he's looking at it from what the average American eats and what the average American is going to eat, not from a standpoint what's best for you. Well, that's the way I'm looking at it. Well, that's my opinion.
Right. Well, I think what he's doing is trying to improve on an already dysfunctional diet, and he's looking at things that people can blend in, because what right at the top, he's got red wine. You know, he's saying, okay, of the alcohol, let's have some red wine. And then healthy sweets, he's got chocolate.
Yeah, well, let's go back to the, just above the soy, then we have the cooked Asian mushrooms. Great, I love that. I'd probably put that a little higher, too. And then other sources of protein is above that, which is cheeses, yogurts, skinless poultry. I like skin on my poultry, and enriched eggs. So nowhere in this does he mention any kind of meat whatsoever from a mammal.
Right.
So that's interesting to begin with. Then we have above that the healthy spices and herbs. Boy, are you using much more spices than you are supplements and red wine and healthy sweets? I hope so. So that's correct. Then supplements at the very top, which red wine, I would also add in there maybe some clear alcohols like tequila or vodka, very good. Maybe some single malt scotches, that type of thing. The mixers in most of the alcohol is what really is the bad part. Of course, when you're talking 1 or 2 glasses a day, for me, that's too much.
I think that's too much too. Yeah. I saw that.
I'm thinking maybe 2 to 4 glasses a week.
You know, there's some.
That's my.
This is very Mediterranean diet right here. Yeah. This is. See what he said? He said anti-inflammatory, and we know there's great evidence that most people reduce inflammation on this type of diet. And so I just thought it was an interesting pyramid that I wanted to show you. And again, when you're taking people who are trying to move from a heavily processed diet or restaurant-based diet where they're not really looking at their food groups, it gives them a picture here of a way to do. Because I'm moving more and more away from the dogmatics of, you share your experience on diet, I share mine. I'm really open to trying different diets, and I've seen different people thrive on different types of diet. What I'm adamant about is getting away from the packaged, chemicalized food.
No doubt about it.
And in terms of if it is real food and you want to eat a little more vegetables or you want to eat a little more fat, let's not fight, let's agree on what we're doing right.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And, I've been putting a little slideshow together for our talk coming up on February 2nd at CC Riders in Dunedin. It's called The Problem with Modern Food. And there are lots of pyramids. I found a whole slew of all these different kinds of pyramids, from vegetarian pyramid to the so-called paleo pyramid, and here we have anti-inflammatory period. There are common elements in all these things, but there is a wide spectrum of what people can eat and still be healthy. I do really believe that. I think I've found for myself what is working, and I think that's what everybody really needs to do. You have to find it. But I do think the basis of a diet is that we have to be fat burners and not so much using sugar or
I'd be very interested in having you look at Dr. Edelstein's work and look at some of that research. And
I want to see it, because that's what I dive into.
And Michael Greger. Yeah, I mean, I think we have to always keep our ears and eyes open and know that maybe in different stages or maybe in rotation, we need different things to thrive.
Well, certainly if you're eating seasonally, then you would eat a completely different thing in the spring than you would in the fall, in the summer and in the winter. You would be eating completely different.
You know what my new thing is?
What?
It's a new year, and I'm going to do like my great-grandmother said, just don't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah.
You know what? Enjoy your food. Just make it be real food. Yeah, eliminate some of the Franken foods, Yeah. So, I don't know, we've got a few more minutes. I wanted to talk a little bit about Manuka honey, because it kind of, you threw that article out there, and I like to recommend Manuka honey recipes, and some healing remedies, so I thought we can kind of go over, Manuka honey is produced in New Zealand by bees that pollinate the Manuka bush. It's one of the most unique and beneficial forms of honey in the world. Has some tremendous healing benefits, and as I like to suggest people eat Manuka honey if they've got ulcers. It kills the Helicobacter bacteria, which is usually at the heart of ulcers, and it's also been proven effective against MRSA. And we have a tremendous MRSA epidemic in American hospitals.
I've used it on cuts. I've used it just taking it at night when I don't feel well. It's an expensive source of honey, but this would be a
you're talking about like $36 for a small jar.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the good active stuff.
Yeah, so you don't need a lot of it. And this is one of the cases where, you know, we always say eat local, eat seasonally. Well, this is a kind of medicine, so you can pretty much take it any time. So there are some wonderful, wonderful things that human beings search for. I mean, you know, we had made the trip to the Far East, Marco Polo, just to get the salts and the spices from the East that weren't in Europe at the time. So there are places for that, too. Folks, please pick up our Health Signals newsletter and
get some of our Primal Edge Daily Nutrition, and you can use your Tiger dollars and check it out back in the den.
Yeah, and you can call us at 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. Join John Logan as he teaches you trading techniques utilizing the TAS Profile Scanner. The Global Market Pulse, next on TFNN.
Hello, we're back, and are you multitasking? Well, a new research that came out from Theo Compernoli, an MD, PhD, his research, Brain Change, says that maybe that's not the best thing to do.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because we're always reveling in that we're doing 10 things at once. And
almost like we're proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
I certainly know that this is an area that's a challenge for me. I tend to have a lot of ideas, but when it comes to implementing, hasn't been my strong suit, but maybe we can offer you a couple of tips that can make it better according to his research. He had a recent interview with Dr. McCullough, and, just kind of to hit a few points, focusing on one task at a time, Nico, is far more efficient than multitasking. In fact, multitasking efficiently has been shown to be neurologically impossible for your thinking brain.
Yeah, it says here multitasking is the primary enemy if you want to get more done because it requires your brain to go through a number of different maneuvers that sabotages productivity.
See, there you go. And I think a lot of times when we make these huge lists and we have 20 things to do and we get partially work done on half of them, we really don't have that satisfaction of checking it off the list.
Yeah, and that is a big satisfaction. In fact, a lot of times I'll even make a list after my accomplishments just to get that done. But one of the things I learned many years ago, listening to people like Tony Robbins and Stephen Covey and
7 Habits of Successful People.
Exactly, great book, and his follow-up books were wonderful. But he always, you make your list and you just go off the top of your head. Then later you go through and start prioritizing things that are important, but not necessarily, some things are kind of a priority, like answering the phone. You almost feel these days people don't do it as much, but in the old days, if the phone rang, you had to pick it up.
Right, there wasn't an answer machine.
It might not be important. It might not be critical. In fact, most of the time it wasn't.
Yeah, now we have screening.
Now we have screening, which is another pain, which we don't like. In fact, one of the things my wife has done, and I've been a proponent of this, and I really ensured that she needed to do this, is that the most important person in the company should be available by a phone number and directly. A good CEO, you should be able to dial his number and he says hello. And that's what's happening in my wife's practice. She's an attorney and she answers her own phone. People contact her directly. People have her cell phone most of the time. And she'll answer it just about 24/7, not while she's sleeping, naturally.
These companies that have these multi-levels, nothing ever gets done because you can't reach the person can make it happen.
Exactly, and that's probably one of the most frustrating things, especially when you're trying to get a lawyer or a doctor or somebody.
Or an Indian chief online.
Exactly.
Here's another one. To boost your productivity, batch process your emails at most 4 times per day. Avoid that CCing people and avoid reply to all, and understand you do not have to answer all emails. Wow. Isn't that a relief? Maybe we all just feel a little too overwhelmed with that.
I think we do. When I first started using a phone as a tool for the internet and everything like that, every bing and every pop you'd be looking at. Now I turn most of the notifications off and look at it a few times a day.
Yeah, see, Al says multitasking is a requirement for me. Poor Al, yeah, he's got to be multitasking. Yeah. He's got all those monitors with all the shows and so forth.
I think most of the people in business today are looking at it this way. We have to multitask. It's the only way to survive. But what we're saying, let's draw it back a little bit and let's do one thing at a time.
So maybe put this article in this link. I think it's pretty interesting. This is always tips, tools, and techniques to help you live stronger, longer, healthier, and wealthier. So a final tip here is lifestyle strategies such as diet, sleep, and exercise are important for optimal brain function, folks. Other productivity tips include making use of music and creating a workplace environment that facilitates focus. So, we hope these are things that we talk about all the time. It's about lifestyle. That's what we're here about, living a primal lifestyle, getting back to the things that matter, getting back to the most important things, because that's what the word primal means first.
Another important thing, I have a friend, Caroline Cole, who's a fantastic country artist, and she's bringing out her first album, full album, this Friday.
She's wonderful.
It'll be on Spotify, it'll be on iTunes. So we're looking forward to hearing that from Caroline Cole. So
that's folks, our show.
Thanks a lot for sticking around. We'll be back next week on Tuesday. Pick up my health newsletter, please. There's a new one out right now. So
good stuff, and we'll see you. Have a safe weekend. Talk to you next week.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.